Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Today I'm going to be trying to take a ship from Kerbin straight to Eve and land on it. I just, tried to launch, but then I forgot to do something, so I came straight back to the launch pad. And let's fire this bad boy up and be on our way. So I've been trying to take a ship and get somebody to land on Eve for about 5 days. This is probably day number 6 now. I've probably spent quite a bit over 24 hours making ships, flying them, making modifications to the ships, scrapping them, building new ones. And I just figured that I should probably just accept that I probably won't be able to take a ship straight from Kerbin and land on Eve, which is like the Venus of the solar system. It's got a thick atmosphere, although unlike Venus, Eve is slightly larger than our home planet of Kerbin. But, yeah, I figured that I'll go ahead and just have this be the final attempt of trying to take a ship all the way there and land on it. Was trying to use a team of 3. I don't know if I said that already. I'd already done this introduction, and then as soon as I launched, I was like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that, and then I went all the way back. So anyways, I was trying to take a team of 3, a pilot, a scientist, and a engineer, although I guess really the scientist and engineer weren't really important since I didn't have any kind of science equipment or anything on this ship, so this was probably for the best. So I just figured I'll just make the ship a little bit lighter, switch the cabin out for a smaller one, although it doesn't seem like it wants to move nearly as fast as it does, so turning will be kind of slow, I think. I'm not sure, we'll find out. Bob Kerbin seems like he's freaking out. I think he knows that this is a suicide run, pretty much. Hey Bob, come on, put on a smiley face, you're going to be seen. And this first stage is going to be slow. There's so many solid boosters on this rocket that the game is kind of choppy and laggy during this stage. But that's just how it's going to be. Let me turn this on really quick. I feel like I'm launching from a black hole. Look at how dark the planet looks. Let's check out what our apoapsis is. It's probably not very high. Well, it's higher than I thought it was going to be. And boom, there's space. Although we might not exactly get there. These solid boosters are not going to get us through the atmosphere before they run out anyways. Okay, good. I thought maybe I forgot to do something else. Alright, solid boosters are almost out of fuel. Gotta get ready to decouple them and fire up our liquid engines. Goddamn, this is really slow. Okay. Does not appear to be bouncing. Let's fire these engines up a little bit. Turn them off. I just want to get away from these solid boosters. I don't know what it is, but if any flame touches these, they will blow up with no problem, despite not having fuel in them. Okay. Let's fire these bad boys up. About 50%. Okay. So anyways, these are solid engines. They carry their own fuel. I figured I would just kind of use them like solid boosters, but it'll be a tad bit better since I can control how much fuel goes in these. And I'm going to fire them up more In fact, I think I'll put them on full power. Why not? And hang on, let me go down here so I can get an idea of how much fuel I've got left. Okay, we're at 60,000, or 60,000 meters. We're almost through the atmosphere, and as soon as we get there, I'm going to kill the engines. Boom. Okay, now I'm going to try and turn the ship. See how that... I'll fire him up a little bit. That way my ship will turn easier. Okay, it doesn't seem like it's wanting to turn at all, really. Let me fire him up a little bit more. I want to try and aim for the horizon here and hopefully get into orbit. Getting into orbit might take some time. With this version of the rocket I've been using, I'm going to kill the engines and I'm going to abuse the time warp. Okay. There we go. Now I'll fire my engines a little bit. And over time I'll increase the amount of fuel they use. I have got about 4.5 minutes till I reach the apoapsis, which is not particularly high, so maybe I should fire a bit more. A little bit less than a quarter. And try and round off our little orbit here. Actually, seems like it's spreading pretty well, so that's good to see. Kick up the engines, throttle a little bit more. Wow, it's spreading really good, so this might be a nice, good run. We'll just have to see. I'm really tempted to fire up the engines a bit more. In fact, you know what? Since it seems like it's rounding out really well, I think I'll throttle them down. In fact, I want to throttle them down to where they're not firing a whole lot. And then the closer we get... Wait, the apoapsis... No, the time is going down a bit. It's going down really slowly, so that's good. Aim a bit more towards the horizon. I feel really good about this one. So anyways, like I was saying, I've been trying to do this for about 5 days now. It hasn't been going very well, so I need to take the time and try and learn how to meet up with other stations so that I can just refuel, so that I won't be, wasting a bunch of time trying to do something that might just be fruitless. I'm sure it's possible that you can fly a ship all the way from Kerbin to Eve and land on there. And if it is possible, well, this is, probably going to be the ship that does it, given how much time and effort I've placed into this. Let's decouple those and get our engine there. I'll fire them up just a little bit to get away from those. Actually, now that I think about it, I didn't really have to do that. We've still got about 3.5 minutes till we reach our apoapsis. So things appear to be going really well. Okay, I'll go ahead and fire this up. I don't know if this will round out a whole lot, since this is a weaker engine than those four. So let me take a look here. It looks like I can see it kind of rounding out, but it's not nearly as fast. I'm going to fire the engines about 50%, aim more towards the horizon. I want to try and just have it right there at all times. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it is moving very well. So maybe I'll just put the engines on full throttle. Let me check the time, though. So time's still going down. Is it going to go up? It's going down, so... Yep, that's about as good as it's going to get. I would like to at least get a nice... At least get it, you know, circled, or rather, it'll be ovaled with just this fuel tank, so we'll see what happens. Let me zoom out and raise up. I'm gonna go ahead and just aim for the pro grade, I guess. Turn my engines down to about a quarter. Okay, just wiggling around like a snake a bit, which I guess is rather fitting since this is St. Patrick's Day. Guess he decided to kick the snakes out of the entire planet this time. Okay, let's take a look here. How's our time? Still going down slowly, so I guess I'll leave it. No, I'll fire it up a bit more. Because these two fuel tanks, or this engine, I guess I should say, burns fuel pretty slowly. And it's time, okay, time's still going down, so that's what I want to see. I really don't want to aim for the pro grade though. Let me aim more for the horizon, and then I'll just kind of fight the ship's attempts to pull it back towards the pro grade. Because I want to try and round this out into an orbit. Okay, what's the time to the apoapsis? A little bit more than 2 minutes. Let me fire the engines up a bit more to about half. Actually, I better do, or wait, that's 75%. I better do more because the pro grade is about at the horizon, so... As a matter of fact, I'll let the ship just do what it wants. And we're rounding out quite well. Let me check to see if the time's still going down. No, it's going up slightly, so let me kill the engines a little bit. 2 minutes, 7 seconds. It's still going up. Okay, now it shouldn't be going up anymore. Okay, it's going down real slow, so that's what I want to see. Go ahead and aim the gas into the planet here. And hopefully we'll start to see our little, whatever, the blue orbit thingy pop around. Still not seeing it yet. Let me lower the engines a bit. I'll go about 25. Just to kind of let the... But still... I'll have them barely firing. Okay, so time's going down faster now. Yeah, we should be seeing those blue lines approach any second now. Or not. Oh, come on, man. I think I can kill the engines a little bit more and still have them going. Looking at a minute and a half. It'll actually be longer than that since we are firing. And come on. I guess given how little I'm using my engines, I shouldn't be expecting it to pop around. I'll fire it up a bit more. 13, 12. That seems good. About 2 seconds. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be quiet. I think I'll try and aim for the horizon on my own and just fire these up full. And we're about out of fuel. So we'll decouple those. I'm going to kill the engines and turn this on. Okay, there we go. There's our nice lines there. So this is good. Looks like we'll finish off our orbit with the first fuel tank here. And hopefully have some fuel left over in it with just our first fuel tank. Go ahead and turn the camera a bit. Come on. Alright, there we go. And there we go. And once this reaches slightly above 70,000 meters, I'll kill it. Or kill the engines. We are about there. Okay. And boom. There we go. So that is excellent. And we still have lots of fuel in our first fuel tank. So this is a very good run so far. I'm going to have the ship turn towards the retrograde node. Since when you try and time warp, it will not turn the ship with nodes, I want to go ahead and aim in that general direction of where I'm going to fire. And this ship, yeah, it's gonna be turning slow. So that kind of sucks. Since I'm using a really small pod here, this is going to be kind of a slow process, I guess. So I'll probably split this video into two parts. Once I escape the gravitational pull of Kerbin, I'll probably cut this video and then I'll work at setting a node to have an encounter with Eve, and then that'll be the start of the second video. Because there's parts of this whole process that's going to be slow. Whenever I was using the pod that allowed 3 Kerbals to be in at once, that pod, like the ship turned more, or it turned faster and all that, but since I guess the reaction wheels are not as powerful in this one, it's a slower process. So, okay, I'm going to do that to make the ship stop, and I'm going to hit prograde now. And let's time warp to save a lot of time. Warp here. I want to give it a little bit of a buffer because the ship will have to adjust a little bit to get into the prograde area. Okay. In fact, let me just leave the ship there. Or maybe I should be letting it turn. What's the time? We got 52 seconds remaining. So there's our, well, zooming out's not going to give me any more of a look at the planet. But there's our nice planet there, our atmosphere. And okay, so we should be ready to fire in a few seconds. Got 27 seconds. And I want to try and be... Should I fire all at once, or should I... Maybe I should just fire all at once. It's 5, 4, 3... Or nah, I'll explain a bit as time goes on. So we're going to be watching our altitude here, and as our altitude increases to about 71,000, I'm going to kill the engines and then warp back here, and then kind of repeat the process of firing from the periapsis. So that way we'll be as efficient with fuel as possible, because since this is the last attempt I'm going to try and make with taking a ship straight from Kerbin all the way to Eve, I figure I might as well just give it my all. So let's warp time, and I want to use the gravitational fling of the planet as much to my advantage as possible. It's like my own little natural booster. God, this ship turns so slow. God, I hate this. Okay. Let me speed up just a little bit, because I don't want to have to just wait that long. About 20 seconds is good for me. And it's pretty well aimed there. I'll go a little bit higher this time. Let's see. Okay. Now warp back around. Let's get a look at how. Yeah, so we're not exactly gaining too much height. So I'm going to start firing. Hang on, let me make sure I'm okay. So it's pretty well aimed for the prograde. I'm going to fire a little bit before I get to the periapsis. Let's see how much we're building here. Alright, here's what I'm gonna plan on doing. Whenever my altitude reaches... What's my current periapsis, though? 70. So I guess whenever it dips down to about 70,500, that's whenever I'll fire and kill my rockets. So this is going to be kind of slow until we start to get enough momentum to start really flinging ourselves. And then this should be a faster process after this fuel tank gets depleted. Then I can kick it off and hopefully the ship will start to be able to do stuff faster. So I was not expecting this to be this slow. But I've had a really good... I was able to get into orbit a lot easier than I was before, so I'm taking this a little bit more seriously than I normally would, just because it seems like I have a really good run. So yeah, this is going to be kind of shitty to watch. And I hate to do this, but I want to try and take this as serious as possible since I've got a genuine chance at being able to land on Eve. So we're about ready to fire up again. Boom. Yeah, I think I'll let the altitude get to 71,000 because it's not exactly gaining a lot of momentum. And there goes the fuel in that tank, so let's go ahead and warp. And I'm going to wait till I'm going to wait to decouple. I'll decouple right at the periapsis warp here. Because whenever you decouple, it does give you a slight boost, which, you know, it's pretty much non-existent, but, you know, it's still there. So, since I'm still in the process of trying to break out of the gravitational pull of Kerbin, I might as well just go ahead and wait to use it to my full, or to its full potential. And then hopefully this process will pick up speed a bit. Let's see, so we've got some time to kill here. All right. Speed up just a hair. And then the next set of engines are set to fire. Oh shit, hang on. I haven't turned them on yet. I need to turn on the other two fuel tanks. Okay, so now we're rising a bit faster. Let's go ahead and warp, and then I'll do what I need to do with the ship while we... Okay, I guess I can't do anything while I'm time warping, piece of shit. Okay, turn these on, and turn this one on. Okay. I think I'll just fire my way around. I'm not gonna repeat the process of stopping again. Fuck that. Because I don't even know if the whole what I'm thinking works. Alright, so I'm just gonna leave them on. And we'll see what happens. I might stop if I get an encounter with Mun here, and I can kind of use that. Depending on what the altitude is, I might use it to kind of further fling myself. Since it doesn't have an atmosphere, if I'm really close to it... In fact, let me see if I can... I'm not going to fling myself back around, but I just want to get an idea. Actually, nah, I'm not gonna do that. It won't even actually be accurate. It would assume that I would circle it back around and do it. Although I could. Yeah, let's see what'll happen. Why is that all the way over there? Goofy bastard. What is it doing? Oh, hang on. What's the parry app? A million? Nah, keep going. Okay, yeah, that's really close. Could be closer, though. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use the gravitational pull of Mun to my advantage. Wait, actually, I don't even have to do anything. It'll fling me out right now. So yeah, there we go, man. Then we can get a nice view of it as we go by. I'm going to time warp. Let me get out of the map, though. Can watch the planet go by if I can find it. Well, that's the dark side of the planet. Okay, so where is the... There it is. At least we should be able to... Yeah, we'll be going around and be able to see it. So let's speed up time to about here. Let's see what Bob has to say about the situation. Crew report. Look down at the cold gray surface. It looks really beat up with craters. Alright, let's just speed up time a bit more. I don't even know. 24 minutes until they would reach it. So I guess right at the edge of that big crater is where I landed something. So they're down there somewhere. That's where that's the craft where I found the little tribute to Neil Armstrong. Alright, enough of that. Let's see. We got about 3 minutes to kill till we... I just kind of want to just let you have a nice look at the moon surface as we get really close to it. Let's see. Is the report any different? You look at the surface of the Mun and try to find a good landing space. The inside of the craters might be the best option. And we're not landing on it, so the hell with that. We still got a minute and 12 seconds, or whatever. Yeah, I'm kind of like stumbling over my words and stuff, but I'm just kind of... I'm feeling really good about this attempt, so I'm kind of giddy to myself. And at least I'm a nice, safe distance up. You don't want to be too close to the surface, or else you can crash into it. Like, there was one time where I was making an attempt to get to Eve, and I think the periapsis was 6,000. I think it was a bit over 6,000 meters, and I hit like a little mountain kind of thing. I figured 6,000. It might have been a bit higher. I don't know, but I want to think that it was around 6,000, and yeah, I ran into something and I was pissed because I figured that I would be safe there. And let's just speed up time because now we just passed our closest approach with it, and we can get a nice view of both Kerbin and the moon as we go by. Speed up time some more. And now we're in orbit around the sun. Or are we? Maybe we're not. Okay, no we aren't. Wow, I was I was way off. That's not going to be for a while. Screw it. Let me just speed it up all the way there. Okay,